Good evening and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Lami Ali. A 27-man presidential council on e-government and digital economy has been inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari. This is part of efforts by his administration to leverage digital technologies towards transforming critical sectors of Nigeria's economy. Details of this report will come to you in the course of the State House correspondent Adam Sambu has the details.
The Presidential Council on E-Government and Digital Economy, comprising 6 governors representing the geopolitical zones of the country, 5 members of the Federal Executive Council and other critical stakeholders, is to be chaired on behalf of the President by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami.
And this is part of our plan in order to ensure that by 2030, Nigeria achieves paperless governance, and we are on track to deliver this. And I want to use the opportunity to appreciate COECA, that is Korea International Cooperation Agency. They have planned to support our government with a minimum of 30 million USD towards achieving e-governance in Nigeria.
The council, President Buhari said, is put in place to provide the oversight that will bring about a veritable structure for accelerating the unprecedented achievements recorded so far in Nigeria's digital economy and in the implementation of e-government in the country. Following the launch of the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy in 2019, the nation's information and communications technology has already been adjudged as the fastest growing sector in the country, contributing significantly to the economy.
The sector's 14.7% double-digit growth rate was instrumental in supporting our country to exit the recession triggered by the coronavirus pandemic. The significant contribution of 17.12% by the ICT sector to our GDP in the second quarter of 2021 is another example on the important impact of the digital economy to the overall economy.
In addition to the great strides in the development of Nigeria's digital economy and the implementation of e-government as well as government digital services, strategic partnerships have also been fostered with the Republic of Korea. As a result, several projects were launched, including the development of a national e-government master plan and the signing of the second phase of the e-government projects towards achieving digital governance in Nigeria 2020 to 2026.
The implementation of these projects will further strengthen the capacity of government to develop, adopt, and deploy digital technologies that can make government more efficient and transparent. It will also improve our global standing in the Ease of Doing Business Index.
The President therefore urged members to see their inclusion in the Council as a national assignment by bringing their wealth of experience to bear in the task of enhancing digital transformation of Nigeria.
And I look forward to the synergy and very impactful contributions from every member of this very strategic council. I am confident that you all have the capacity and willingness to make this council a success.
High-level priority, President Buhari emphasized, is placed on the council by the federal government. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, democratic governance in multi-religious society is the focus at a public lecture celebrating Nigeria's 23 years of democracy. Usman Aliwu is working on that story, and it will come to you in subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, the Imam of the Abuja National Mosque, Professor Ibrahim Makari, has called for inclusiveness, good governance and people-oriented policies as Nigeria celebrates 23 years of unbroken democratic journey. That report is also going to come to you in subsequent bulletin. Now, the federal government has declared Monday, 13th June 2022 as public holiday to mark this year's Democracy Day celebration. The Minister of Interior, Ralph Aregbesola, who made the declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulated Nigerians on this occasion and urged all citizens to support the present administration in its efforts at ensuring a secured, united and prosperous nation. Aregbesola admonished Nigerians to use the occasion to reflect on the long journey the country has made towards the enthronement of a civil democratic order before national independence in 1960 till date and the sacrifices of our patriots. He reminded Nigerians of the challenges faced and overcome, including a civil war, and said any form of agitation that threatens the unity of the country should be shunned for the good of all, saying this space known as Nigeria should be a haven of peace, unity and progress if all citizens love their neighbors and embrace the spirit of brotherliness. The statement says, and I quote, "As we mark another Democracy Day in the history of our dear country, let us reflect on the efforts of our founding fathers and ensure that Nigeria remains one united, secured, peaceful and an indivisible entity, noting that no development can take place in an acrimonious environment." End of quote. He advised Nigerians to judiciously put into use the recently unveiled Nigeria Internal Security and Public Safety Alert System and Alert mobile app designed to mitigate security challenges and other disasters. The minister wishes all Nigerians a happy Democracy Day celebration. Now, security experts on Good Morning Nigeria have urged the nation's security agencies to step up their response mechanisms and intelligence gathering towards apprehending criminals before, during, and even after terror attacks. Speaking on the massacre of worshippers at the St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State, last Sunday, the experts note that proactive intelligence must be prioritized by security operatives who are always on duty at taxpayers' expense. Leader Sampson tells us more.
The element of surprise usually deployed by terrorists is such that require security operatives and citizens to always be on alert to identify and profile suspicious persons and movements around their communities. The security experts say this is one way to be proactive about securing lives and property. However, in the event of unexpected attacks, the need to protect the scene of crime to obtain forensic evidence is also critical.
Solutions or implementation recommendation and implementation strategies, just like the National Institute does, are passed to the appropriate, channels.
The girls are emphatic that the use of technical intelligence and the cyberspace will enhance capability of the security forces to protecting citizens.
We need to go after the enemy. The enemy is known. He or she is not a ghost, but we're not going after the enemy enough. In this instance, these gunmen, whether I just call them non-state actors, terrorists, bandits, they hibernate in these ungoverned spaces. Let's enter that ungoverned spaces and do away with them. Anything short of that means we're waiting for them to come and attack us.
I want to tell the citizen of this country that you must be able to be involved in the safety of yourself and your environment.
The federal government tries to unmask the perpetrators of the Owo attack, for which ISWAP has been fingered by the National Security Council. The experts also stress the need for continuous education of citizens on security tips to equip them with basic knowledge of response to possible attacks. In Abuja, Lady Johnson.
And Ondo State High Court sitting in Akure has sentenced to death by hanging three killers of Olufunke Olakuri, daughter of Afenifere leader Pa Ruben Fasuranti. Kayode Olorundari reports that the trial judge, Justice William Olamide, discharged and acquitted the fourth accused, Awal Abubakar, who is the public relations officer of Miyeti Allah. Now, 5 days ago, there was an attack on a congregation in Owo, an ancient city in Ondo State, with the president and many more voices condemning the act. Joining us via Zoom to talk more about the aftermath of the attacks is the Olowo of Owo, the paramount king of Owo, His Imperial Majesty Oba Ajibade Gbadegeshin Ogunuwe III. Now, thank you for joining us on Nationwide.
Thank you.
Now, Kabiesi, what is the current situation right now in Ondo, in Owo in particular?
Well, as we speak, everywhere is calm. There is relative peace in the land. Everybody is going about business as it should be. However, people are still skeptical, and they are still, ordinarily they are still fearful to an extent because of what happened, in fear of the fact that maybe nothing untoward should happen to them again. That just it.
All right. Concerning the perpetrators, there are speculations about the arrest, which you addressed in a video that has gone viral. Now, can you clarify this? What exactly did you say to your subjects?
Yeah. Yesterday, what I told them was that there was this speculation that the masterminds of the attack had been arrested in a foreign reserve. So as a result of that, people started trooping into my palace. My people, those around me, were out to talk to them, but it seems it was going out of hand. So I needed to go out to talk to them. So what I told them in our dialect was that, yes, as they heard, so equally that the fact that I equally heard that maybe some people had been arrested, but it was speculation, so to say, because we're not there, nobody was there. That's a security. It was still a security affair. Ordinarily, we can't really say that people who had been arrested or those arrested, if possible, were the one responsible. It was still speculation. But the fact remains that it is the security services that can really talk about this and confirm the actual thing that happened. It is still in speculation.
All right. You're a royal father, and you're also a trained counsel, that is a legal practitioner. What is your advice to the good people of Owo and the country as a whole, especially as the community tries to move on from this very, very sad experience?
Well, my advice to our people is that they should allow peace to rule, and for the fact that they should not take laws into their hands. What happened cannot be reverted. It is and I've been engaging them, my people, that the fact remains that what should come thereafter is the responsibility of the security services to investigate, to search, and if possible, apprehend those who carried out the attack and the masterminds. Ours, as loyal citizens and as loyal citizens, what we are expected to do is to just allow peace to reign. I've been engaging my people and advising them that those who perpetrated the act have run away and we don't know where they are. That because of that, they should be at peace. with foreigners or those who other Nigerians that are not from but that are not was stock within us. They should allow them to live their normal life, to protect them, because the fact that those who carried out the act have run away. That should not be. I mean, should be the annoyance of.
We thank you very much. We thank you very much, Your Royal Majesty, for. We thank you very much, Your Royal Majesty, for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much.
That was Oba Ajibade Ogunoye III, the Olowo of Owo, sharing his thoughts on the recent attack in Owo, Ondo State. Now, the United Kingdom has said it will provide £1 million worth of support to enhance the operations of the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in 2022, and an additional provision over a period of 3 years. This was disclosed by the Director, Home Office, International Operations, Nick Fowler, who was asked the agency to visit. The promise was made after NDLEA boss Brigadier General Buba Marwa requested for strengthened intelligence sharing collaboration, provision of essential operational logistics and training of staff, among others from the UK government. Adeola is in our Lagos studio. Let's join her for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Adeola.
Hello, Lami. Good to see you. Eligible voters in their numbers thronged the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC registration center at Tafawa Balewa Square to register for their permanent voter cards ahead of the 2023 general elections. The peaceful protest of registration later turned rowdy as a result of impatience from irate youths. Abolade Salami reports.
Here at the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos, there are 30 registration points manned by 2 INEC officials to hasten the process of data collection from persons who either are registering for the first time or making requests for transfer of their permanent voter cards. The umpire, having envisaged what the turnout might look like, engaged the services of security personnel and private guards to manage the crowd towards a peaceful exercise. The style adopted by INEC and security agencies on ground to manage the crowd was manipulated as irate youths who could no longer maintain the queue brought down the barriers used to prevent them from gaining access to the officials. The disruption stalled the process for a while as security personnel and INEC officials on ground tried to appeal to the youths to maintain sanity and orderliness with a view to achieve their aim of participating in the forthcoming general elections.
Step by step on how to get your cards. You don't need to be here. And then those that are here to register the first time, if you give us the chance, we will tell you how you can start with your phone. And then it will get them to come and capture it. Is here. So please, stay and in order. And register today. Okay?
INEC, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, kicked off the Youth Vote Count campaign since Monday to encourage eligible voters have access to their PVC ahead of the 2023 general elections. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Moving on now, the Weights and Measures Department of the Federal Ministry of Trade, Investment and Industry has carried out an assessment of facilities at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos. While giving a pass mark to the instruments of measurement, the need for recalibration is emphasized. Samuel Johnson reports.
Following complaints by some passengers among the flying public that luggage are overweight, which often attracts extra cost, the Minister of Trade, Investment and Industry, Otunba Niyi Adebayo, directed investigation and inspection. This informs the visit by officials of the Weights and Measures Department led by the director in charge.
We have received complaints from members of the public that whenever they are traveling, they get to the airport, they weigh their luggage, and they ask them to come and pay for excess luggage. Besides, there be searching, safety is involved. because by the time you come here and weigh your luggage, there is a capacity an aircraft should take.
While assuring the passengers, he emphasized the need for recalibration of the weights and measures instruments, adding that the authenticating seal of the department is now on the certified facilities.
From what we have seen so far, they are okay within the tolerable level. But what we are going to advise FAN is that there are some, because we look at the knife edges of some of the machine, one will read 19.5, another one will read 19.2, 19.6 or like that. We are advising them to make sure that they call calibrators to come and recalibrate the weighing equipment.
The zonal coordinator of weights and measures department, Abdul Karim Usman, was part of the team. In Lagos, Samuel Johnson, NTA News.
And we're done from Lagos for now. We shall be joining Kemi in Ibadan. But do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/alllive and on other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Nationwide will continue when we return, and that will be from Ibadan.
Get ready for the tension and the heat as passionate entrepreneurs go head-to-head against 5 fierce multi-millionaire investors, pitching their businesses and ideas in order to get an investment of a lifetime. Some will taste victory, but not every idea will hit the right spot. Watch Nigeria's biggest investment reality TV show, Lion's Den, on Saturday, 8 p.m. on the NTA network. Lion's Den is proudly sponsored by EcoBank and Chapel Hill Denim and supported by Bank of Industry and Development Bank of Nigeria, with the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service as a strategic partner.
Weekend File, your Saturday delight, going to places from the obscure to the hinterland and cities, bringing you development stories and perspectives, connecting the people with government and stakeholders on critical issues of our national life.
We are live in Abuja.
It's 9 p.m. every Saturday on the network service of the NTA. Weekend File, you can't afford to miss it.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, Go TV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Still watching nationwide, and it's a warm welcome to Ibadan. Ahead of the 2023 census, National Population Commission (NPC) has organized a trial census training program for 140 senior executive officers drawn from the 6 southwest states. They will in turn train other stakeholders for a successful national census in 2023. Lekon Agbode has details.
The 140 executive officers drawn from the 6 states of the southwest of the country converged on Abeokuta for the Train the Trainers program. They are expected to go back to their respective states to train other stakeholders in the census exercise next year. This, NPC says, is part of efforts to perfect all necessary arrangements to ensure smooth national population census next year. The Federal Commissioner National Population Commission representing Osun State, Bashir Hussein, while flagging off the workshop, says the commission will be conducting a successful, accurate, and credible census that will add values to national planning and programming.
Mr. President has directed us that is ready to do this census in order for Nigerians to have an accurate data. Because without data, that's not we can do.
We have been called upon to come up with the curriculum, and the curriculum is the training curriculum for all the census functionaries in Nigeria.
The National Population Commission says all apparatus will be duly tested before the 2023 National Population Census to ensure effectiveness and success. In Abuja, Lekon Agbode, NTA News.
The latest hike in the price of cooking gas has been described as a shock to many Nigerians, as they say it will increase economic hardship being faced by many. Aisha Wakariyaya has the report.
Omotayo Abdulgafar owns a restaurant in Ilorin. She relies on cooking gas majorly to all her cooking.
Before, 3 kg was 1,500 naira. It's now 3,000 naira. Little we could afford is what we are managing for cooking.
The latest increase in the price of gas has taken toll on her business. A kilogram sold for 730 naira is now 830 naira. 6 kg, which was 4,380 naira, is now 4,980 naira. While 12 kg is now 10,375 naira from 9,125 naira.
We have no choice, we have to buy it at the rates that the government give it out. Probably because kerosene as well is a very, very scarce commodity as well in the market.
We know if diesel is going up, everything will definitely going up.
A visit round some gas filling points in the metropolis shows the drastic fall in patronage, apparently due to the new price. The appeal of the likes of Jimo Hakim and others is for all relevant authorities to come out with a way to reduce not only the price of gas, but that of other essential commodities that are on the increase in the market in the interest of Nigerians. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Nationwide continues in Abuja with Lami.
Thank you very much, Kemi. An expansion work has been flagged off as the 760 megawatts Kainji hydroelectric dam in Niger State. The federal government is targeting additional 220 megawatts to bring the generation capacity of the dam to about 1,000 megawatts of electricity. Joshua Ojitu reports.
Kainji Hydro Dam, one of Nigeria's biggest and oldest dam infrastructure, generating 760 megawatts of electricity to the national grid. The growing energy demand in the country prompts its upgrade and expansion to wrap up generation and boost supply. The expansion work is to enable the dam generate additional 220 megawatts of electricity, bringing the total generation capacity of the dam to 980 megawatts.
With these and other interventions coming in to the power sector, it's just a matter of time. We have to have patience. We are doing a lot. Government is doing a lot in terms of policy, and the government is also investing through the provision of an expansion of the transmission infrastructure, and it's unprecedented.
With the 220 megawatt that will be added to the grid, it will definitely have significant impact on the economy of the nation.
We are happy. We congratulate Minister of Power, for piloting this, with the guidance of the ministry and all the other stakeholders, so that we can deliver power to Nigeria.
With the current electricity generation hovering around 5,000 megawatts, which the Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, describes as inadequate for a country of more than 200 million people. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress Presidential Support Committee is engaging stakeholders to ensure optimum performance in next year's general elections. The emergence of APC's presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the group says, will make their work easy. Salihu Gwanara reports.
This is a strategic political engagement to bolster the political platform and the high level of sportsmanship being showcased by aspirants at the end of the just concluded special convention and presidential primary.
What are we going
The group
next? There are more reports
it's
shortly after
worthy
this
of
time out.
commendation.
Has shown that our democracy is really growing. Good omen for us, good omen for this Nigeria, and we are also setting an example for the international community. The project is all our own, and we are going to abide by our constitution, APC constitution, and Nigeria's constitution.
The Presidential Support Committee is also conscious of the need to increase synergy among party members for future electoral victory in Abuja. Saliu Gonara, NTA News.
We now join the Barbary in our Port Harcourt Center for more reports on Nationwide. It's over to you, the Barbary.
Port Harcourt. In compliance with President Muhammadu Buhari's directive on transparency and efficiency in the business environment, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Adeniyi Adebayo, has inaugurated the Registry Information Management System of Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority in Onne, Rivers State. Gabriel Amunike reports.
That Nigeria has keyed into digitalization to attain the global standard practice of ease of doing business is no longer news. What is news is that the oil and gas free zone, a viable national strategy for economic diversification and stability, has gained the league of organizations which have achieved this status with the integration of its information management system registry by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Adeniyi Adebayo.
It is in line with government directive that all agencies of government should digitalize, and I'm happy to see that this particular agency of government has already dropped the gun and has already done that.
Managing Director, Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority, Mr. Okon Umana, says the Registry Information Management System is an automated electronic platform that allows clients and stakeholders to do business with the organization from anywhere around the world with ease.
We believe that it will support the federal government's policy on the ease of doing business, especially Executive Order 001 on transparency and efficiency.
The program with an interactive session with the minister, which highlighted the benefits of this initiative, which includes employment generation amongst others. In Port Harcourt, Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
The Elephant King grass, researched and designed by Governor Ben Ayad to improve its nutrient quality content to curtail the crisis between farmers and head over the issue of pasture is meeting expectations. The governor stated this during a visit to one of the production trial site plantations to assess the success rate of the plant. Paul Abel reports.
The production of this improved variety of king grass, preliminary findings show that it grows between 42 to 45 days and can be harvested every 12 days as it grows back to full maturity.
The elephant grass, which is my design, based out of my research works, improving on the quality, the growth, and nutrient content based on product analysis so far carried out. Obviously, the way to end the header farmer crisis is the cultivation of this special grass, which is very good as a source of pasture for cattle. So I am very happy to announce that in collaboration with the people of Cambodia and myself, we've been able to come up with this grass, and it's doing very well.
The governor also visited the pilot and pylon factory at Kamba, which will produce most of the sub and superstructures for the construction of the Bakassi deep sea port. Another area of concern is the Odupani Junction flyover, as the governor took time to inspect the beams already laid and progress of work done. When completed, the flyover is expected to decongest traffic in and out of Calabar from the Uyu and Ekam axis. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
We're done here. The news will continue with Lami in Abuja right after the break.
What could make someone set out on a journey and not get to his or her destination.
Really
Now,
important.
imagine the victim who cannot reach out to these responders, who doesn't even have the phone to reach out. Hello, thank you very much for joining us on platform. I'm Ruth Agwe.
And the girl, especially if the girl is a minor, she's not yet 18 years. If she gets pregnant, realize that such girl is sent out of school and the boy is left in school.
Just back to pick the call.
So how much sensitization is there, Paris?
I don't agree. A lot of people are just deaf.
Horse racing is a sport, a culture, and a celebration. The Turf Club Federation of Nigeria, TCFN, brings this and more to Sokoto in this year's West African International Derby to celebrate the 15th coronation anniversary of His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar III. The life patron of TCFN, His Royal Highness the Ethiope Alhaji Dr. Yahya Abubakar, will by the grace of God grace the turf of Shehu Kainji Racecourse Sokoto on the weekends of Friday the 3rd of June 2022 to the 5th of June 2022 and Friday the 10th of June 2022 to the 12th of June 2022. TCFN will by this second edition of its West African International Derby not only celebrate a remarkable royal father, but one of its own pillars in the person of the Sultan himself, who serves as the Grand Patron of the Federation.
Yes, sir. It's life. Once you lose hope, you lose life. Once people get lifted to a certain level, they start feeling godlike.
What would you attribute this backwardness in education to in the North to date?
I feel alive. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong.
The program is reflections.
Thank you for staying with us. Senator Godswill Akpabio has emerged as the All Progressives Congress flag bearer for Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. The immediate past Minister of Niger Delta Affairs polled for 178 votes to emerge victorious over two other contenders, former DIG Udom Epodom and Joseph Akpan, who scored 3 and 1 vote respectively. Correspondent Clement Barikui reports.
Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District comprises of 108 wells drawn from 10 local government areas. Aside from the two aspirants in the contest, one Ekperikpe Ekpo had earlier stepped down from the race to support Godswill Akpabio. Of the 540 delegates, 512 were accredited, and at the end of voting, Senator Akpabio emerged winner. Accepting the victory, Senator Akpabio thanked delegates and the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District for the confidence reposed in him and promised to render quality service to his people if elected.
And because that there was no senator ever that did the kind of empowerment program I did for you.
The Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District is made up of Ika, Ikodekpene, Esenedim, Etimekpo, Ikono, Abak, Ini, Oroganam, Oburakara, and Ukanafon local government areas. From Ikodekpene, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has constituted the National Campaign Council for the June 18, 2022 Ekiti State Governorship election. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Debu Ologunagba, in a statement says the 81-member National Campaign Council is headed by the Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, while Adedamola Adegbite is to serve as Administrative Secretary. A Catholic priest, Reverend Father Hyacinth Yomem Alia, has won the APC governorship primary rerun election conducted in the 12 local government areas and 3 council boards in Benue State. The Reverend Father polled 195,314 to defeat 11 others in the exercise. Moses Ajau Ode reports.
Out of 366,546 registered voters in the exercise, 270,353 votes were validly cast in the rerun exercise, which produced Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia as the winner. Imam Maji, who affirmed the result, described the rerun election as free, fair, and credible. Deputy Chairman of the party, Stephen Sav, appealed to members of the party to close ranks and support the winner towards achieving victory in the 2023 general election. It will be recalled that the rerun exercise was born out of the order of the National Working Committee following complaints of irregularities reported by some of the governorship aspirants in the May 27 governorship primaries across the state. In Makudi, Moses Ajau Ude, NTA News.
Now, with the expiration of the June 9th, 2022 deadline by INEC to political parties for conduct of primaries election, the Action Alliance and the African Action Congress were the parties that beat the deadline few hours with the expiration date. Former Chief Security Officer to late General Sani Abacha, Major General Hamza Al-Mustafa, emerged as the presidential candidate of the Action Alliance for the 2023 general elections. Timothy Yusuf reports that the African Action Congress, AAC, similarly elected Yakubu Muhammad from Edo State as the party's presidential candidate at its national convention held in Abuja.
As the contest gets to its climax, 2 step down for Major Hamza Al-Mustafa, leaving only 2 in the race. After much politicking and in-house lobbying, Al-Mustafa secured the blessings of 506 delegates to defeat Samson Odukpiton, his closest contestant, with 215.
We are here to serve and to make sacrifices that no one can quantify. My profession does not allow me to unify myself. But all I know how to give in leadership is my entire self.
I urge Nigerians electorate to give us a chance and see the difference we shall bring into government.
For the African Action Congress, it was a contest between Yakubu Mohammed and Dr. Karu Nwosu. At the end, Yakubu Mohammed polled 121 votes to defeat Dr. Karu Nwosu with 38 votes.
I can show you how what it takes to win the presidential election.
All stakeholders, the youths, the market women, every person that is involved in this project to get Nigeria working, we are going to work together.
5 elected delegates each from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory voted in the Presidential Special Convention. Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
So cyber information and intelligence gathering strategy is key to addressing spate of insecurity in the country. It was the view of information communications technology experts at a workshop organized by the National Orientation Agency and partners in Abuja to create more awareness on the increasing rate of cybercrime and other forms of criminality in the society.
Cybercrime is one of many consequences of the emergence of the internet world and digitization, a global phenomenon one would say, and in Nigeria the impact on the economy is huge. In this hall are professionals in diverse fields of endeavor from both public and private sector. The intention here is to explore available options towards maximizing opportunities of cyber information, towards addressing emerging cyber threats on national security.
Let's see how we can integrate cyber intelligence into our security architecture, and with that, largely we should be able to curb all the banditry and the likes.
The workshop is also aimed at exposing operations of syndicates of cyber fraud and other forms of institutionalized criminality in workplaces.
Organizations are losing huge amounts, and so many organizations are being exposed by their own staff without knowing. So this partnership is very important to NOA because it is exposing government organizations and individuals to how they need to protect themselves, protect their organization, and protect the public fund.
They all boil down to ICT. Yahoo, fake news, hate speech, all those, they go with ICT. So our intention is to highlight some of these things and ways that we can use to curb them.
The National Orientation Agency and partners are also using the program to create cybersecurity consciousness in the mind of individual citizens and the organizations. Kenneth Nani, NT News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Police Force is keen into the use of clean, safe, liquefied petroleum gas as alternative source of energy for its operational vehicles, considering the importance of patrol vehicles to the force. Francis Form reports that so far, 9 personnel of the force have been trained in the conversion process and were on hand to demonstrate how it works.
And there's also a electronic control system that helps in the switching between gas and petrol.
When your own vehicle is parked at night, our own starts again because we run shifting in the police. So we want to see how that technology that we can see continue to use to have longevity for our vehicles because they run 24 hours.
The conversion is in line with the federal government's gas expansion program, and it is expected to give operational vehicles long lifespan in service and also reduce cost of maintenance.
It's a lot of first scarcity. Most of our vehicles now are on gas, especially those ones that they are using along Kaduna this road. We are trying to make an effort that petrol will not be a problem from the operation.
The project is a collaboration between the Nigeria Women for Gas and Green Initiatives and the Nigeria Police Force. The graduating participants were presented with certificates. The annual World Digital Exhibition WorldX has named Minister of Communications and Digital Economy Professor Isa Pantami and the Director General National Identity Management Commission NIMC Aliu Aziz as part of the top 10 tech leaders in Nigeria 2022. A statement by NIMC's Head of Corporate Communications, Kayode Adegoke, indicates that the WorldX Africa Top 10 Tech Leaders is an acknowledgement of the most outstanding and influential people in the private and public sector who drive the growth of the ICT sector across Africa. The statement adds that WorldX is a technology trade fair that seeks to link up Africa with the rest of the global technology community. The inaugural edition of the event held in Abuja in April 2022. As part of efforts to ensure visibility of the National Social Investment Program, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has flagged off 3,000 Stream 2 independent monitors across the country. Ruth Aguele reports that a training was organized for the selected monitors in the Federal Capital Territory.
Transparency and accountability are two ingredients in the sustainability of the National Social Investment Programs NSIP. To ensure that is achieved, these selected persons will serve as the eyes and ears of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs as independent monitors of the various programs of the NSIP across the country. This training is organized to equip the monitors on the task that lies ahead.
The monitoring exercise is aimed to help collect data for evidence-based decision-making. So if you don't have access to data and you don't know what's happening in the field, there's no way you can make decisions. It helps us to determine the areas of improvement on the social investment program.
I made bold to say that the NSIP is the best thing that has happened to Nigeria since the coming of this democracy.
In a message, the Minister Sadia Umar Farouk emphasized on the strategic role of the monitors in aiding visibility of the various programs.
Monitors are one of the most important components of NSIP. Through the Social Investment Management Information System, SIMIS, application, The incoming Stream 2 IMs are expected to continue using the same platform to report their activities from the field.
Equipped with the necessary tools, these independent monitors are expected to be the game changers and work closely with beneficiaries of the various intervention programs. In Abuja, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
And from Zamfara comes the report that the State Commissioner of Police, Ayuba Elkanah, has presented checks worth 30.2 million naira to families of some 8 police officers who died in active service. The assistance is in respect of the group life insurance scheme of the Nigeria Police Force. Jamilu Ibrahim has the story.
Some 8 police officers working with Zamfara State Police Command recently died while in active service, especially in the course of the ongoing operation against terrorists in the state. As part of effort to ameliorate the suffering with families, the Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Kali Baba, represented by Zamfara State Commissioner of Police Ayuba Elkanah, presented checks worth more than 30.2 million naira to their next of kin. CP Elkanah, who appreciated the Inspector General of Police for the gesture, assured that men and officers of the command will continue to put in their best for the success of the renewed commitment towards achieving lasting peace in the state. He enjoined the beneficiaries to make judicious utilization of the money for their betterment. Fatima Murtala Bappa, who spoke on behalf of the beneficiaries, thanked the Inspector General of Police for the assistance and promised to make the best use of the money. This is the 10th time in less than 1 year Zamfara State Police Command is distributing financial assistance to families of the deceased police officers in the state, courtesy of the Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Kali Baba's life insurance scheme for men and officers of the force. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Now, to make life more meaningful for all strata of society, persons with albinism in Nigeria are advocating massive investments in the health sector in order to help prevent and manage the strands of cancers that affects them. Elizabeth Omori reports that this was their plea at a forum in commemoration of the 2022 International Albinism Awareness Day.
Mary has been living with this non-contagious and genetically inherited condition for more than 20 years.
I can't go out in the sun when the sun is too harsh because it will affect my skin. At the same time, my eyes.
To worsen the condition is the lack of melanin, which makes them vulnerable to skin cancer, not forgetting the multiple forms of discrimination facing them.
Even the discrimination start from their home. Their family members discriminate against them. Some of us go for job interview, but once they see you as a person with albinism, they won't give you the job, even if you pass the interview.
These factors brought about the historic resolution, which confirmed the global focus on albinism by the United Nations General Assembly in 2014. Designed to create awareness, showcase their rare beauty and potential. As they unite their voices to drive home their plight, security, stigmatization, and poor medical care are still hampering their development.
We are focusing on making sure that all albinism group comes together as one entity and flag off issues relating to albinism. And for Nigeria, our greatest need is the issue around skin cancer.
They want their concerns to be priority for all levels of government. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Sports update is next.
30 cyclists, comprising male and female in 4 categories, are looking to be selected at the end of a 4-day national trial for the African Track Championship, scheduled to hold at the Velodrome of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium from July 14 to 17.
A lot of talents were discovered, most especially in the junior. And if we continue and with more competition in track and road, I think Nigeria will be a name in African cycling.
In the meantime, ahead of the second Super Eagles game of the 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Sao Tome and Principe, sports analysts have called on the team to continue working hard to be a better side adding that the Super Eagles should not underestimate any country as there are no underdogs in football.
I want to see a Super Eagles team that will be more comfortable against Sao Tome and give us a convincing win, something that the Super Eagles fans can hold on to.
We'll be looking forward to seeing Super Eagles once again scoring more than 2, 3, 4 goals to be able to climb to the top of the table.
Super Eagles of Nigeria on Thursday won their opening Group A game against the Lone Stars of Sierra Leone and are looking to make a second win as they go against Sao Tome, who lost their first game to Guinea-Bissau 5-1. Tunisia enjoyed a 2-0 win over Chile, but Ghana were thrashed 4-1 by host Japan in the Kirin Cup friendly tournament on Friday. All 4 sides are using the event to prepare for the World Cup, which kicks off in Qatar in November. The results mean that Tunisia will play Japan in the final, while Ghana take on Chile in the third-place playoff game, with both matches being played on Tuesday. With the sports update, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
And that's it on Nationwide. We thank you for watching. Remember, NTA still leads the campaign against rape and rapists. Let's join hands on this advocacy. Have a beautiful weekend.
In collaboration with